inside Goodison Park that have come into us. Fans out in force. Look at this to welcome the team bus. Goodison Road, where the players' entrance is, was jam-packed for some time before the bus arrived. Fans letting off flares, kids on parents' shoulders, all heavily policed. But it was all calm, no trouble, just passionate and trying to show their club support in one of their darkest hours. And our commentary team, who are in position at Goodison Park, saw all of those scenes and now are inside awaiting Everton against Chelsea. Jim Beglin and Peter Drury. Gentlemen, there's no doubt about it, this is absolutely today, for Frank Lampard and his side, gigantic.
Rebecca, it's huge, and I tell you, it is crazy here. You've seen those pictures. This place is fraught, it is frantic. Goodison Park has always been a mood ground. It growls, this place, and boy, is it going to growl today. I just wonder, Jim, from a player's perspective, if you've arrived in that team bus through those scenes with the flares and so on, are you frightened or are you uplifted?
Well, it's a bit of both. I think, different players will react differently to it. Frank Lampard has got to put it all in perspective now. And I think he'll get the message across. You said it's going to be fraud. It will be. It'll be extremely tense and nervy. And he has to say, look, they're all behind you. You got to remember that. They believe in you. They think you can pull it off. And I mean, if they could manage to get 3 points today, with what's to come, it is doable for Chelsea, but they're not in a good place right now.
And Chelsea as an immediate opponent, where are they at? They've still got to tick the top 4 box.
Yeah, look, still a very good side. I saw them at Old Trafford on Thursday night. They should have won the game, just couldn't finish. If the finishing is in their play today, Everton might have problems. But they're still the 3rd best in the country, and I think they should be fine when it comes to Champions League football for next season as well. OK, thank you very much, Jim. Rebecca, you've seen the scenes, you've heard what it's like here. I promise you, this is going to be quite something. This is going to be Goodison Plus.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Peter Drury, Jim Beglin, lovely stuff as always. Let's just remind you where Chelsea are in terms of that ticking that top 4 box that Peter was talking about there. It looks like they'll be fine. They've got a 6-point cushion, but, still 5 games to go, sitting there in 3rd spot. Arsenal right now occupying that final Champions League place. They have a 2-point cushion over Tottenham. Both of those teams, as I said, play today, so things could change in terms of that top 4 picture. A little further down your screen, you'll see that Brighton, after their big win against Wolves yesterday, have now moved into 9th position. Graham Potter's men going great guns. Let's have a little look, shall we, at the relegation picture. So what is going on down there? Well, Norwich are gone, as I mentioned, and we'll show you how that happened a little later. Watford, if they're to stay up, even have a chance of staying up, they have to win their last 4 games, which is highly unlikely, especially considering they've only won 6 all season up to now. Everton are in the relegation zone, and there's a 5-point gap between them and Leeds and Burnley. It is one of either Everton, Leeds and Burnley to go. Everton have the games in hand, but Burnley and Leeds have the points on the board. It's a very serious Sunday, especially if you're an Everton fan. Welcome inside our Premier League morning studio. I'm Rebecca Lowe, Robbie Earle, Tim Howard alongside me. And Tim, I'm going to start with you because I think there's a lot of Everton fans out there across America who want to get into your heart as much as your head about what is going on at the club where you spent more than 10 years. Tell us the emotions you're feeling as you're watching what's unfolding at Goodison Park.
Well, love the support of the fans, and they're out in numbers. They're pushing the team. Look, as a supporter of the club, I'm dismayed, disappointed, to be quite honest. I think when you see teams that are on the verge of relegation, they've had a season of capitulation. That's not been this for Everton. This has been a systematic breakdown of a football club. And I think back to the days when they hired Roberto Martinez, a manager I played for. He finished 5th, finished 11th, and they got sacked when the team was sitting 11th. My, how they would love that right now. Since then, they've been through a ton of managers. Those managers want their own players, right? And then you get into the FIFA fair play issues, troubles that they're having. When I think about the team that Frank Lampard has inherited, low on quality, low on confidence. Just sold one of their best assets in Luca Digne. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been out with injuries. It's been a tough time for Frank Lampard since he's taken over. This is why they find themselves where they are.
Robbie, before I get to you, I just want to pick up on something that Tim said there and show everybody a graphic back home that we brought out last weekend, one that really illustrates that this is not about money. Mashiri's gone in, he has spent the money. Unfortunately, as Tim said, with the turnover of managers, the amount of money that has been spent on players is humongous, and it's got them nowhere. Look at the comparison to Liverpool. They've spent more money, bigger net spend, more 25 million plus players they've spent than Liverpool, and look at the trophy haul. 3 for Liverpool, none for Everton. This week, in the Daily Telegraph, in his column, Jamie Carragher, who grew up a Blue, of course played for years, for his whole career for Liverpool, said that if Everton go down, it'll be the biggest club that's ever been relegated. What do you think?
I tend to side with Jamie, Rebecca. When you think of Everton Football Club and who they are and what they are, this isn't far behind Leicester City winning the Premier League title. We often think in English football of the big six, the teams that won't go down, the big six won't go down. And then who are the next teams? Everton. If there's a big seven, Everton would be the next biggest team, Rebecca. You have to remember the last time they were playing in the second division of English football, the Prime Minister of the UK was Sir Winston Churchill. That's how long it was that Everton weren't sitting at the top table. Now, you've just shown the graphic. It's not to do with money. It's to do with bad decisions on and off the pitch has cost them the problem that they are. And we'd always say with a player, Rebecca, like, if they're a good player but got a couple of deficiencies, we'd say, oh, he's an Everton player. He's not quite top six, but he's the next in line. That's where Everton Football Club should be. Now, where are they today? They're in the bottom three with a manager who's inexperienced. And my biggest worry for this football club is I look at Burnley and they're embracing their situation. I look at Everton and Peter Drury just said there, will this be a fearful day or an uplifting day? I worry there's a fear in this football club that could take them down into a championship.
Tim, I know it's hard because you never quite face this, did you, at Everton? But if you had come off that bus and you'd seen those scenes, would that have lifted you up, as Peter was asking Jim there, or would that have made you feel even more under pressure?
There'd have been a player missing a dress. I'd have still been on the bus. Because, even on certain other days, I stayed on the bus. But, I look at the situation. This is the pressure that Frank Lampard has. Harnessing that emotion, getting those players to run out the tunnel, but also saying, stay calm, play your football. It's a 90-minute match. They just need to perform with the energy that they did last week in the derby. If they can bring that energy to the table, they do have an opportunity.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches and much more.